Dude, I was dumbfounded when I heard the second one because I'm like, fam, why the fuck you even think about two niggas sucking dick in the parking lot in the first place while you trying to have a concert? Like I was like, bro, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why is that on your mind? First off, wouldn't have been on my damn mind because I don't care what the next man doing.
Oh, G. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, A.K. Riley the Great. You are now tuned in to another episode of the Millennial Mayhem podcast.
Yeah. What up?
We here. As y'all know, I got my cousin with me, Young Tony D. What's going on, bro?
What's good, bro?
Shit, chilling, man.
Beautiful day in Zamunda. Sunday fun day, by the
Sunday
way.
fun day.
Fun day.
Hey, for those who watching on the YouTube, your boy got that whiskey pulled up.
Got that dog lip.
You know what I'm saying? And we got the abominable light skin with the collar shirt, Nike collar shirt, looking real all right. Peach. Look at debonair. Drumline braids. You know what I'm saying? My bad, it cornrows. Drumline cornrows.
I was waiting on you to say something about the braids. You say that to the end, though. My new nickname for this afternoon is Tyrannosaurus Flex.
Ooh, what?
You stupid.
Oh man, still the most hated.
Yeah,
still the most hated.
We got a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
Fellow HBCU grad.
Yep.
Pre-V, stand up.
PV, baby.
Host of Off the Record webcast.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, I would like to introduce you guys to Ramaj. What's going on, man?
Hey guys, thank you guys so much for having me. Shout out to my team for making a way for just me to even, you guys and my team for making a way for me to be here. So I'm excited to be here. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, shout out to his team for real because they also HBCU.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Prairie View produces
Productive people already.
This nigga got a whole team.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, we are the team.
Now we got hold on. We got a team too. Shout out to my boy Adrian.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're not gonna play them
That
like
is
that.
true.
Adrian and Marcus,
That
and
is
then Stacy be helping out with.
Hold on. What sport we playing with 4 people?
Oh.
We ain't got no team. It's still just us.
Well, shout out to my team. Team I love y'all out there. Shout out to the team of 8 that we got at Officially Out the Record.
That's what's up.
Man.
They got a squad and reserves.
Listen, I can't make a move without asking the team, okay?
Hey, we got to play the whole game, and you got asthma, so we know how that's gonna go.
What?
You got to get them come on and get a break sometime,
Man, bro, hey, why you gotta bring up my ailment?
Hey, look, you already put it out to the world.
I did. Hey, guys, we got a really good show for y'all today, man. But first, I think young Ray Matthews has something to get off his chest, man. So what you got to tell us today, bro?
Man, listen. So we all know that I bartend. I won't say the name of the place that I work at right now, but I mean, if you've been paying attention, then you know.
Yeah.
But I was at work on this past Thursday, man, and it I'm smiling about it, but it literally boils my blood when shit like this happens, man, because it's really getting old. But I was at work, and one of my homies was sitting at the bar with us, or was sitting at the bar waiting on me to get off work. You know, he looked like he possibly could be a rapper with less bling, but he had on baggy dress, I guess. Yeah. And I was on my way out the door, and he walked to his car, and one of my regulars, whom I will say, by the way, is not even what we typically would expect someone to. He's not even white. I'm just gonna say it. He's not even white. You know what I'm saying? He is financially well off, but he's not white. So he pulled me to the side. He's like, hey, is that your was that guy sitting over there? Was that your buddy or whatever? And I go, oh yeah, that was my homeboy. He's like, I was like, wow, what's up? He's like, oh, nothing. Was he drinking alcohol? I'm like, nah, he wasn't drinking. He was just sitting there waiting on me to get off because it was my birthday. Shout out to being 35. But he was like, we all forgot. I forgot about my own damn birthday. but he said, was he drinking iced tea or whatever? And I was like, was he drinking? I was like, nah, he was just chilling, drinking iced tea, waiting on me to get off so he could take me for a steak on my birthday. So he goes, oh, okay. I was just asking. And I was like, all right, whatever. I was ready to get up out of there and get my steak. But on my walk to the elevator, I thought about it. I'm like, he asked me, was he my homeboy? And I said, yeah. And then he tried to clean it. But what would you have said if I said, because he feels like that me and him have a relationship and he comfortable with me, what would you have said about him if I didn't tell you that was my homeboy? Mm-hmm. Right? Which brought me to this, man. It's like, it's like what happens all the time, and I'm tired of this shit. We gotta stop fucking profiling each other and not having a conversation with one another, because you typically you see someone who society considers a thug or is in thug dress, and then we automatically think that person is super aggressive or sell drugs or they do something fucking stupid. All the thugs I know are some of the chillest dudes on the planet who would do whatever for you. They just so happen to have to
be in that life.
Yeah, man. Live this lifestyle in order to take care of their family because of the things that they have going on, man. But too often we still stuck on these damn stereotypes and this profiling scenario, and it happens the opposite way as well. It's just, man, I really want us to stop treating each other this way. Because it doesn't help us get anywhere, man. It only puts us further and further back. That same stereotype that dude had for him. I know some nasty ass white boys, just like I know some, some nasty ass black dudes, just like I know some nasty ass Mexicans. We all are sometimes just fucked up. Take the time to get to know somebody or ask somebody a question or give them the opportunity to disrespect you in the way that you feel like they're going to do based off of what you see on the outside before you actually do that shit. Cause somebody going to fucking smack the shit out of you. You like for real for assuming the wrong thing about them. And then you're going to be pissed off about it, man. But that shit just hit me because it's like, he felt like we had a relationship. So he felt like he could say something about somebody who I have a relationship with. But because I acknowledged that relationship, he bitched up and didn't say what he thought he was, what he thought his assumption was about it. That shit just frustrated me, bro. But that's it. That's all I got. That's it.
Damn. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah. Typically, I'm the one that goes Bruce Banner.
Steve Smash, so mad, angry, hot topic.
But hey, it's good to see it not be me.
I do want to speak to that though, because while you were talking, I was thinking sometimes, unfortunately, white people feel so inclined to where they are so comfortable to say things like that to us, or we'll be in these spaces where, because there are spaces that are just for us, and there are things that are just for us, on reserve, just for us. And sometimes I think that because of cultural appropriation and because my neighbor's black, or my mailman's black, or my baby daddy's black, right? Like some people get very comfortable. And I think that maybe that person, like you, I think what you alluded to, that person may have felt like he was super comfortable enough to approach you like that. And I think that right now we are definitely in a time, in a space where we got to rally around our people a little bit more. So kudos to you for even being ready to jump to the defense and to advocate for your friend.
Already.
I had my braids in. This before I got the taper, so I was looking like I was fresh out of TDC.
That was a fresh Trey Songz. Just gotta make it.
That boy thought I was just fresh out, so he wasn't about to say nothing crazy. As soon as I said, yeah, that's my homie, he said, okay. I just thought
he already knew he knew the 106 in Park energy you had already. Okay, just gotta make it.
Yeah, he was about to catch that L. Yeah. Hey, but glad you got that off your chest, bro. Oh, and
yeah.
Also, before we even jump into our, the topic or whatever, I want y'all to go out there and go follow Millennial Mayhem HOU on IG. You feel me?
Okay,
You know what I'm
Marco.
saying?
Marco Spoon.
Marco Spoons with
yeah,
the quiet
you know what I'm
storm.
saying? And if you're feeling real good, they go follow our individual pages. They do that too. You know what I'm saying? Also, go follow Ramaj. You did. Go and tell them where they can follow you.
You guys can follow me at Cash App. At $, officially OTR. You can follow me there first because that's really why I can receive a lot of your follow requests because that's why I can hear you better there. But you can also follow us at officially off the record on Instagram, officially OTR. And every single week we have a brand new playlist that follows our Thursday show. And we're usually shooting 7:30 p.m. or 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please do us a favor and share everything you see for a black man.
Yes, absolutely.
That'll
work, man.
Man, me and Tony got to work. We got to work on our mic voices because both of them they got the pitch and the tone right.
I just been talking.
Yeah, we just be over here.
Again, to my defense, I am, and I want this to be on record, the fifth member of B2K. So I've been around the mics for a very, very long time. Okay, bump. Okay, that is all I want to see. Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it?
Boy, his vocals.
I don't want to do it. I get a little shy. I don't even want to do it.
He keep drinking his for those watching on YouTube. He keep drinking his this damn whiskey over here. He gonna bust a tune on our ass.
Friends, that is Ozarka in my cup. That is Ozarka. Mama, I know you are watching this. That is Ozarka in my cup.
Ozarka whiskey. All right, let's go ahead and jump in this topic, man. We're going to be talking about this recent quote unquote scandal. I said scandal. Scandal with your boy the baby and his remarks at one of his concerts. I know for those who have been under a rock, what happened, he spoke out of turn when it comes to those who have AIDS. He made some really disparaging remarks about those who have AIDS, and he also brought up some things with homosexuals,
homosexual males.
Yeah.
So the first thing, you know how you pumping up the crowd. Now I get it. You want to pump up the crowd, but some shit you just shouldn't say.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. Like, you don't go out there and like verbatim, this is what he said. If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them other deadly sexually transmitted disease that make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Like, first off, come on, dog. First off, this ain't the damn 90s. You can't just get up there and just say whatever and think you ain't finna have no consequences behind it.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, fam, what they do to you? what them people do to you? Like, some of these people that have AIDS and HIV, they didn't have it from having sex. Like, you got to be a little more educated on that. And some people are reaching out to him about that.
So,
what else did he say?
The second one, yeah. I'm
finna
finna jump into the second one.
Yeah.
Now, the second one, dog.
go ahead. Yeah, let's go.
Nigga, say what
That
he
boy
said.
say, fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in a parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up. Now,
Hold on. What?
Fam.
Finish everything that he said before you start commenting on it. So
well, those are the two
That's it.
messages.
That's it.
Dude, I was dumbfounded when I heard the second one because I'm like, fam, why the fuck you even think about two niggas sucking dick in the parking lot in the first place while you trying to have a concert? Like, I was like, bro, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why is that on your mind? First off, wouldn't have been on my damn mind because I don't care what the next man doing.
I'm with you. I'm with you. My take on it is that he was a little bit insensitive. I mean, not a little bit, but he was all the way insensitive for those who have contracted AIDS, HIV, because you can get that a multitude of ways.
Absolutely.
Outside of sex.
Just having sex, yeah.
Yep.
So
ignorant.
Right. So that was just showing his ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think he's also looking at those guys in the 90s, how they pump up the crowd and say shit about, STDs. If you ain't got no STD, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Put your lighters in there. Yeah. So he's probably following the protocol that he's seen from other entertainers before him and thinking it was going to be kosher because this is what he's seen when he grew up, grew up. However, this is what I've said on my social media, is that you have to be aware of the times. Yep. Especially when you are a celebrity. You have to be aware of how people are moving in that particular time frame. And you got to adjust. You can't say certain things. Now, as far as the second comment, man, listen. I had some talks with some of my partners about this. Hey, my man's was saying, don't be a thought in the parking lot. That goes for niggas, chicks. Just don't be a thought. And I didn't think there was really nothing wrong with the whole, doing your thing, fellatio in the parking lot. He was just saying, don't be a thought. Now, his hype man probably made it bad because he's like, niggas is sus. Like, he was saying that in the background and shit. So, like, that probably made it worse. But him saying, hey, for those who ain't going second dig in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying, put your motherfucking lighters in there. Yeah, all right. Shout out to y'all not being thoughts because it's thoughts on both sides of the track. Thoughts all the way.
But so the fuck what? Like, let people you
so let me
you're not
tell
gonna
you
stop
what,
that.
This is what I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think, to your point, when we are on these platforms and we have a greater responsibility, whether we want to or not. Ray said this to me earlier today, in so many words, that we all have this weight on our shoulders, right? When you choose to step into this industry, to this lane, nobody asked you to be here. You asked to be here. So when you ask to be here, you bear the burden of the responsibility, whether you like it or not, right? And I think that we got to unpack just the sheer ignorance and the misinformation, because for him to say, if you're not dying of this STD in 2 to 3 weeks, statistically, people can go with AIDS. You can have AIDS for 5 to 10 years and sometimes 12 years if it's undiagnosed and or untreated. So I don't know who is dying out here, and I'm not saying that there are not outliers, but when you're speaking on a large majority of people, you have misinformed people, and there are going to be people in that audience who they're going to take what you say as law. So there's someone out there who took that as law to be like, damn, he right. People out here dying 2 to 3 weeks. Moreover, there are people who are living HIV undetected, U equals U, who have a low viral load that are living amazing healthy lives. And so you have just done that. Additionally, if we're speaking statistically, of the 13% of people in the United States of America, they're black people. 13% of us are black. 42% of those people are infected or affected by HIV and AIDS. And of that 42%, there are mostly men, and then at large, overall, the population who are affected by HIV and AIDS, no matter what the outlying race is, it is women. So when you, and I use this theory a lot when I was a teacher, people get killed in drive-bys every day with bullets that were not intended for them. So what he did was fired that gun and hit a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of populations with that bullet. You hit gay people, you hit black people, you hit white people, you hit black women, and you hit your supporters. And I think that when we talk about, I think about that audience. That was a huge audience, and a lot of his fans were there. So what if somebody took that as law and went into the crowd and hurt somebody who they thought may be affected with HIV and AIDS, or who they thought could be gay? And then for you to be like, for the hype man to be like, because some of y'all niggas out here sus. Yeah. And you also, welcome to my TED Talk. You also just sexualized a whole margin of homosexual men. And there are homosexual men out there who are not sexually active. So you just sexualized a whole group of homosexual people. So I just think that entire tirade, and are we going to talk about his apology though?
Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're gonna get there.
You brought up a whole lot of. You brought up a whole
lot of good points though, bro. Like that. Go ahead, Ray.
No, you good. You good.
You brought up a whole lot of good points, man. Like, and I talked about this just to kind of jump into the apology portion. Like, now you did what? Three different apologies. Like, man, we already know what's going on. You put your foot in your mouth, then people start taking money out your pocket, and you know what I'm saying? That gets the ball rolling. Like, hey, you can't just go up there and say whatever. You pissing off people, and now boys is dropping them from all of these different festivals. Like, iHeart done dropped them, Lollapalooza, Day in Vegas, the Governor's Ball, Austin City Limits. Like, it's been so many people just dropping it. That's taking money out of his pocket. And I said that on TNZ Live, by the way, if y'all didn't catch it. Yeah, boy was on TV.
Shameless plug. Shameless
But not
plug.
like literally, you know, if you are very sincere within your first apology, and I blame that on his PR team. He should have been a lot more sincere with his first apology, even if he really didn't mean it. You have to show that, because now, because you didn't, shit, they finna start taking money out your pocket, bro.
And I think too, to talk about the apology, right? Like when we think about the third apology, first of all, like to your point, we had to get not just one apology, not two, but now you got the third apology where we clearly know you didn't write it. And I was thinking, did you pay somebody off of Twitter or Fiverr? Like, who did you? Were you just like, let me? So anyway, so you get to the third apology, and it doesn't even start with an apology. It starts with something to the effect of, and I'm not quoting him directly, but he was basically saying the theme of it was, I appreciate those people who came to me in kindness, and he wished that people would have educated him a little bit more, you know, talked a little bit more sensitive, if you will, to him. And he appreciated those people that came to him with that energy. The thought behind that is, you didn't have sensitive energy when you was on the stage. And it begs the thought, and I want to say this, I don't think it's any man in this room, and it's probably not any of the viewers of either of our platforms, but there is a margin of black men. And someone's probably gonna get upset about this, and I'm all right with it. There's a margin of black men that in our culture become the Karens of our culture. So you do something wrong, and then you want to retreat, or you want to ask, you want to play victim, because in that statement he kind of victimized himself, right? Like, I wish people would have came to me, and you know, I appreciate those who came to me with love and care, and etc. And it just reminds me that sometimes black men, sometimes we as black men, we become the Karens in our culture. We throw the rock, then we hide our hand, and we throw the rock, and then we beg for this forgiveness, and we victimize. And I think that he did a great job of doing that.
Well, let's just be honest, man. Let's put it all in perspective here, because I've been listening, and everybody's statistics and educational viewpoint on this has been really dope. But let's just realize who we talk about. Regardless of his bread, regardless of what stage he's on, let's just realize what type of person that nigga really is, right? Before we give everybody in the world this example of how we treat people, let's realize who we're treating, right? If he was somebody who went to school and who was educated, or who had the opportunity to be educated, right? Who had those things afforded to him, then we could say, why would you ask for that kind of grace? Blah, blah, blah. Right? But let's just be honest. He showed his ignorance from the beginning. So the fact that he came back, I knew that he was going to come back with an apology saying, why y'all treating me like this? Because I don't understand this thing. Because from his comment, he don't understand it. So like him saying, he should not have asked, his apology should not have said, y'all should have did this. So I'm with you on that. But he's right. I wish that people would have treated him with a little more grace, because we treating him like he should have known this. Like he should have known that. The fact that he said that proves that he don't know shit.
But this is and let me chime in right here, because I'm a real big believer in being self-aware and also being aware of your surroundings. And when you jump into a certain realm, I've even said that about Simone Biles. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you jump into a certain realm, it comes with certain expectations. Yeah. And that's the same thing with Kevin Hart, man. He's made some disparaging comments. When you jump into a certain realm of status or superstardom or fame or whatever, you have to be cognizant about the things that you say. Yep. I don't care how old you are. 22, 23, 24. Once you reach a certain threshold, and that's why I respect Jay-Z. Shout out to Jay-Z, because Jay-Z keep like, now that he didn't hit, he keep it kosher, bro. He be chilling. You know, he makes remarks about making money and being better as a whole, but you don't never really hear nothing about no extra shit besides some video of his sister-in-law, beating his ass, trying to fight him or whatever. But and that's the thing, man. Like when you ask for that life, when you ask to be in the limelight, you got to understand what comes with it. That's why I don't give nobody no pass that has made it to that life and not understanding the ramifications that come with making asinine remarks.
I don't think I'm giving him a pass because I'm not at all giving him a pass. I'm saying that I understand what he's saying about he wished people would treat him with more grace. Grace doesn't always mean that what you're doing isn't wrong, right? It just means that in my dealings with how I handle what you did that was wrong, I'm not going to beat you. Look, okay, Noah, you knocked over the glass of water. Instead of taking my hand and smacking you across your head with it, I'm going to give you some grace, right? And I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to talk about this. We're going to do that's the grace.
Time out, Ray. Noah accidentally knocking a glass over.
Okay, well,
listen.
Give another example about something that he does that's wrong.
Listen to what I'm saying before you go off. If Noah just walked in this mug and just smacked out my phone, then what grace?
What do you mean?
What grace would I give him?
He don't know what he doing.
He know this thing is sitting here for a purpose. For a reason.
See, you expected Noah to understand.
Hold on.
No way.
Hold on.
He don't understand half the things that are going on around him.
Look here. You know why the backlash came? Like, there's been plenty of people that have said some foolish shit. Mm-hmm. However, how you apologize, is it genuine? That sticks with people, fam. That sticks with people. There's been plenty of people that have said some bullshit, straight up bullshit about homosexuals. They done said some straight up bullshit about black people, white people. You're not gonna get nobody celebrity wise to just be like all celebrities. You put them all in a room, somebody gonna say something dumb. Now, are they truly genuine when they apologize? That's a different thing. When you're not, and that's why I say his PR team kind of fucked them because when you're not,
they don't write their own.
This is what I think. I got a couple thoughts, right? So one, a part of me is like, I don't want to feel sorry for the baby because one, again, to all of our point, you put yourself in this industry, right? Two, his net worth right now is over $5 million. So if we talking about education, this nigga can buy a few textbooks. You know what I'm saying?
That's not on his mind.
But why isn't it though?
It should be,
but
right? But that's why he got to have better people around him.
But hold on, I think a lot of the times in the industry, right? And I hear what you're saying, right? A lot of the times in the industry, we want to blame everybody who's on our team, but we have a team because we are who we are. I also think this begs to...
He got a team because he could rap, though. You don't have to be intelligent.
But I also think about this.
No, but who you are is what type of person you are. That doesn't... The type of person he is should not garner his $5 million wage, is what I'm saying. There are better persons in the world that get his talent... gives him his
so let me share this with
bread,
you.
Right? But people are attached to his bread. They're not attached to him as a person. People around you sometimes accept the dumb shit you do to benefit from your money. So what I'm saying is I'm not blaming his team. He did it. He's the nigga that gets the consequence. But what I'm saying is the point of his team, you have to consult your team before you do things, right? They give you, Jamar, I don't think it'd be a good idea to, Jamar, I don't think his team is shitty for allowing him to do it and then coming back and not guiding him through the apology process.
So, hey, hold on, time out. It's Ramaj.
Address me right, big dog. Listen.
Address you right. I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't want to. My bad. Ramaj smash. Turn over everything in here. Call name right. Oh, so mad. I'm misnaming.
I'm drinking. I can still get that right.
Thank you. So what I want to say though is right. Let's scale it back to the business, right? Because this is a business. Mm-hmm. Every artist has an A&R, artist and repertoire, right? But it makes me think think about the theory of co-modification. Co-modification is something that came about during the days of slavery, during the transatlantic slave trade. What happened was co-modification is when they only value the bodies and the talents of black people, not their minds and them as a whole person. So if we bring that forward, I do believe that his artist and repertoire team may or may not be operating under co-modification, because we believe in the brand, the things that he can push, the stages he can conquer, the Instagram likes, all those things, right? But we're not helping to develop him, because you're supposed to be with A&R teams. You're supposed to be having interviews, mock interviews. You're supposed to be having, what if somebody says this, what would you say? You're supposed to be able to divert from questions and be able to know how to handle yourself with stage presence, right? So he may be mismanaged by his label, which also then makes me reflect back to, I don't know if anybody remembers this, in the earlier 2000s, Eminem was thought to have been homophobic and offensive. Eminem said something that offended a large group of people. Well, what his artist and repertoire team did was they had him out on the MTV Movie Awards or Music Awards. He came out holding hands with Elton John.
Yeah.
And that was a statement, right?
That was perfect, yeah.
The Baby's artist and repertoire team. This week, this nigga should have been on Twitter, Boomerang, and everything else with Lil Nas X and anybody else, right? He should have been given a donation to somebody. It should have been something. So at one point, we do want to hold the team accountable, but we also got to hold the brand, the man behind the brand accountable, because when you go to sleep at night, the baby is really you. And I hope that this situation grew the baby from the baby to maybe an infant a toddler or something, right? Because the baby got to grow up.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But let's back up, and I just want to say that we can't condemn his team for 5 seconds of footage. And this is something, because you just brought up that they prep him for interviews, but you're performing a concert. How can you?
Well, he was saying the apology afterwards.
The whole package, though.
I'm just saying the apology. Like when somebody's at a y'all been to concerts before.
Yeah, he just
y'all know when
whatever.
you at a concert, man. Shit, man. Nigga allowed to say anything on that stage.
Right.
It's just like when you get ready to apologize, if you did, like the minute that it came out that, hey, a group of people were pissed off, PR team got to be ahead of that and say, hey, look here, fam. We know the day and age. That's what I'm saying. Like, we know the day and age. If you say anything, cancel culture will really try to get rid of you.
Because you know what? My girl Olivia Pope would have been in that bitch snatching everybody's phone.
Yeah.
My girl would have scandaled the whole fucking thing. Where is his Olivia Pope?
Now, I do have a question for you guys. If he had not said the AIDS thing, but he had followed it up with women sucking dick in the parking lot, would it have been a thing?
It's the same thing. I feel like it's the same thing.
I'm trying to, like, this is my thing. Why is that so wrong? Like, let people be thoughts. They didn't pay to come see you, fam. People, you're not going to stop people from thoughting in the parking lot.
Well, time out, though, Tony. Don't preface it like he's not stopping anybody from being a thought. He just said, raise your cell phone light up if you're not sucking.
You're trying to shame people from
that's what I'm saying.
Like, fam,
that ain't shaming. That just raise
That
it.
is definitely shaming.
If you plan on sucking dick in the parking lot, don't raise your phone up. Or raise your phone up. You at a concert.
Okay.
But do you see the
context?
In my subjective opinion, do you see the contradiction that is? Because a lot of the lyrics in the rap industry and a lot of the songs that we all like hypersexualize sex, right? And hypersexualize heteronormative sex, right? So what you're doing is shaming homo. You're shaming homosexual activities, but you're not shaming heteronormative sexual activities. So I just kind of feel like there's a whole, a disconnect there, because you're a part of the industry. Because again, to your point, right? I do wonder, even though I said, well, it would have been the same, it still would have been disrespectful anyway, but I wonder what would have been the reaction if he would have been like, all right, shout out to the girls that's in the audience sucking dick after, like, everybody been like, yeah, let me get my dick sucked. But because it's gay men, it's like, that shit gay, my nigga.
I mean,
but okay.
It's not, what I don't think is okay is he should have covered everybody, man. He should have backdoored with some of you niggas sucking dick in the parking lot. He should have backdoored with some of you bitches sucking dick in the parking lot. And I think that would have canceled each other out, and it would have been over with. Why the face? Is it not true? Wait. Is it not true? Are there not some niggas in the parking lot sucking dick? Are ye not as women in the parking lot sucking dick?
So it ain't
Yes,
no niggas in the
they
parking
are.
lot eating pussy?
Huh?
It ain't no niggas in the parking lot eating pussy?
Yeah, but that's not. I said he should have covered everything.
So
Maybe
let-
sorry, I stopped at the dick. Maybe you should have.
So-
like, see, this is why we too fucking sensitive, because we just taking what he say and we just want to, as soon as he say it, bash it.
Fam.
Yes, there's so many different things he could have said. He could have said if the dogs ain't outside fucking each other, if the horses, he should include the horses too.
So let me say this. This is gonna be a call and response really quickly. A call and response.
Found a friend.
When we were younger, your mother always said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, what?
Well, that's Jamal.
say it
all.
That's
Don't
nice
say nothing
though.
Don't
at
say
all.
nothing at all, right?
Right.
So if you didn't have shit nice to say to baby, if you still want to be,
Why is that mean,
if you still
though?
want to be the infant,
Why is that
okay?
mean though? The AIDS thing was mean. Why is it mean to say that niggas is sucking dick in the parking lot?
Because what you
They
did,
are.
because what you did,
They are.
are they sucking dick in the parking lot?
Yes, I know a few niggas who suck dick in the parking lot.
Okay.
You don't know anybody that ever sucked dick in the parking lot?
I mean,
But what you
Go ahead.
did was it's almost like you stigmatized it, right? It didn't want like he came out there and was like, shout out to everyone who's sucking dick in the parking lot. It's a really fun activity.
Right.
We're just getting some sloppy toppies
But
in
that's why I
aisle
said he
9.
should have. But that's why I said he should have included every. Where he messed up is
specified, yeah.
he just stopped at that, and then his whatever the hype whatever came and said it's sus, and then it was over. He should have included everybody. Maybe he should have said something about women, and then they would have canceled each other out. But because he stopped there, now he created a fire,
and that's the thing, bro. This
is messed up. But he created the fire.
This thing is getting it's becoming too over the top. Like you gotta include too much in order to accommodate for everybody and make sure you don't hurt nobody's feelings. And that's what, and that, you know, I'm with you on the whole. I think our society is a little too sensitive now,
bro. That's why people so afraid to express themselves, because the minute you say something, you're hurting somebody. Somebody's feelings is going to be hurt. It sucks. Like you can't even just like you can't be ignorant to any person or anybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? You everything you say is under a microscope. Everything you post is under a microscope. And because I post something about this, that means without you having a conversation with me, your assumption this, right? I post a picture of a horse, I must don't like dogs. I post a picture of a flower, I must hate plants. Or I like it. It's so it doesn't make sense.
I'm
man.
with you on that because I don't like that shit neither.
No.
I don't like that. I just want to.
I do think as a society we've gotten way too sensitive, like way too sensitive with everybody. Like you look at look at how wrestling was back in the day. The attitude era. Like look at all the shit we used to watch growing up. Wrestling was raw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They came out there, they put on the show, they said whatever came to mind. Like I remember Vince McMahon basically calling his own daughter a hoe on there. Like it was funny. It was all funny. It was entertainment. You got comedians apologizing for fucking jokes they did way back in the 80s and 80s. Like Eddie Murphy had one of the funniest jokes when he was saying on Raw with the purple suit on, and he was like, you go to San Francisco, they got 24-hour gay alert, and it's a man on top of the hood talking about like that was funny.
Right.
It was a joke, but there are people like cancel culture. Oh, that's not, man. It was funny. I know gay people that are not sensitive like that. That were laughing because it's funny.
Right.
Like people making fun of it. I don't want to come at the gay community, but hey, man, we making fun of religions. We making fun of black people, white people, Chinese people, Hispanics. What makes you so different? You can't be sensitive to where a joke can't be about you. Yeah. Nobody should harm you. Nobody should kill you. Nobody should do anything because you are who you are. But these jokes gonna fly, fam.
They gotta fly. That's the whole point.
That's part of inclusion. If you want to be included, hey, these jokes gonna fly. Because guess what? I got some jokes with my white friends.
A bunch of them. Let's be honest. I'm gonna look at the camera. Let's be honest. Like homosexuality is it's becoming low-key part of the norm, bro. Like everybody back in the day kept the shit under wraps, But more and more people are starting to come out because they have these certain feelings. And I have a lot of friends that live that lifestyle, and just talking to them, bro, they've been like, you think that they just start feeling that shit when they turn 20? Nah. Mofos been feeling that shit since they were kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they couldn't understand it. So that's why, like with the baby, like you want them to have a conversation with somebody just to understand some shit. But you know, we had the luxury of talking to people early in our lives. Like we went to HBCU, and you know that it came with people that had the alternative lifestyle, whatever, blah blah blah. And I actually sat down and talked with a lot of my friends when I was 20.
Yeah.
20 years old. We sat there and talked about the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't change our friendship at all. I was like, yeah, nigga.
I think though in our black culture, right, there has not been a space for gay black people. People in the LGBTQ plus community, right? There has not always been a carved out space for people who identify in the LGBTQ plus umbrella to be themselves, right? Think about our parents and the age. I'm sure all of our parents are in the same age bracket.
Yeah.
In our parents' time, sex and sexuality was not something to be talked about. So those people who were raising us, there were no conversations around that, right? And then the people who raised them, there was definitely no conversations around that because you got to be a lady at all times, or you got to be a gentleman at all times. And then the people who raised those people were just kind of crawling out of the ramifications of slavery, right? So I think it's especially, and then when you think about the HBCU culture, right? I didn't even know that I was a gay man until I was like, like in my 19, 20-year-old at Prairie View, I discovered it, right? But it was like, I felt it all growing up, but I wasn't able to, so it's not that I didn't know it, I wasn't able to embrace it. Yeah. There was no safe space for me to embrace it at Prairie View because there was nowhere for people to be like, you good, fam? Or like, let's talk about it. It was always like, if we find out, you end up in 20 questions, right? Or you can't pledge if you gay. Like, we don't want no gay niggas on the line. Like, it was all these. I think in our society, I think 2020 and 2021, especially us being indoors for so long, when we talk about us being sensitive, I think a part of it is sensitivity, but a part of it now is awareness, right? We've had so long to be in the house to be aware of different shit. You've had time to sit and watch race riots on Instagram. You've had time to sit and watch gay black people be bashed, or trans people be bashed, or even black men, period, right? So I think we've had time to learn things, and I think that while we are sensitive in some areas, there's some areas where we got to unlearn some shit. We got to stop being so sensitive about the fact that we are insensitive sometimes.
Yeah. The joke's gonna fly though, dog. I'm sorry. The joke is gonna fly, but again, nobody should. No, you know when you hitting below the belt. Like, I think everybody kind of.
You think the baby knew that he was hitting below the belt?
I think that nigga was just ignorant as hell and didn't know no better at all.
I mean,
however, when somebody had, hey, nigga, you need to apologize, fam. You was out of line.
The dick sucking joke, I don't think he was hitting up under the belt, but the whole AIDS thing, I think he was hitting up under the belt. And I'll be 100 about that. The whole thing about doing shit in the parking lot, because even though he tried to clean it up, like the way he tried to clean it up was, hey, my fans, they don't do that. That's trashy. They do that shit in the hotel room. They make you buy a hotel room first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what he just did was made sexual deviants out of people who choose to provide fellatio in the parking lot. Yeah, they thoughts. But we talk about thoughts all the time.
Wait a minute now. Because wait a minute.
He or she is a thought. But we call them thoughts all the time.
Wait a minute. Because it is non-thought people.
They're thoughts.
Doing two-handed guac in the parking lot?
In the thought. At the parking lot of a baby concert?
Or anywhere. So you ain't never fucked in the parking lot?
The baby concert.
You ain't never fucked in the parking lot? Forget anywhere.
No, hold on. Let's be specific. We've been specific to that parking lot.
Let's be Pacific.
Yes,
okay?
Pacific.
Let's be I want to be Pacific. Let's be Pacific.
In a parking lot, yeah, it's happened. But not at the baby concert.
So whether it happened at the baby concert or in the Walmart parking lot, what's the difference?
Walmart, I ain't never done. That's trashy.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
If she do that shit in the Walmart parking lot, she ain't got no class.
People gonna get it in whenever they find space, fam.
Thought buckets.
That doesn't matter, man.
I know some gay partners that are thought buckets too. I hope y'all watch this shit because y'all thoughts as well. thought asses. I didn't seen you niggas walk over, dude. Hey, thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So the basis of it is don't be a thought. That's how I took it. Don't be a thought, bro.
All right, fam.
Everybody has a different perspective on what he was trying to say or what is doing.
You know who did have a perspective too?
Who
was Tip?
What did Tip say?
T.I.?
Yeah.
Yeah, T.I. Yeah, he did. Have a perspective.
You know, he said, hold on, let me quote him. Let me quote T.I. because I don't want to misquote T. If Lil Nas X can kick his shit in peace, so should the baby. He said also, if you're going to have Lil Nas X video and people going to speak their truth, you're going to damn sure have people like the baby who going to speak their truth. It ain't nothing wrong with none of it. It ain't got to be no hate. It's all honesty.
That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, I'm with that, though.
Listen, cause look, hold on. I was gonna say this to the end, but I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, everybody, no matter what side of the table that you're on, just like we got all these damn SAT words for this shit, these different statistics and research and this and that and the other. At the end of the day, everybody just wants to be treated like a fucking person.
Yeah.
That's it. No matter what side you on, you want to be treated like a person, right? The fact that we are all different, that we all have different opinions, that all of our genetic makeups are different, it's beautiful that happens. But when people try to force what you are or what you believe on each other, that's where you lose all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. It's not okay for me to have an opinion, right? It's not okay for me to be a Christian and believe that it's a sin to be gay and that I'm not going to support it. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to do this, but it's not okay for me to have that opinion. I love you just the same.
Yeah.
But this is my opinion. Just like it may be somebody else's opinion on something else, right? We all don't know what happened to each other growing up and what made us these people that we are. But we got to start being okay with people having an opinion and stop labeling every opinion of it. Steve may think that because you have sex in a parking lot, you a thought. That's his opinion. Just like y'all put a label on thought, that's his label of what a thought is, right? What's so wrong about that? That doesn't make him a bad person. That's just his opinion. And the sooner that we get closer to accepting that the fact that we are different and we can have these conversations as people and still respect each other and love each other and cohabitate, because it's never going to be the same. I'm never going to be you. You're never going to be him. He never going to be him. But we can still be one.
Oh yeah, we can still be partners.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Well, not to assassinate what you were saying, right? Because I think that you did a great job of articulating your thoughts. I think though that when I circle back to T.I. in specific, right? Mm-hmm. When he said it's all honesty, right? And he's kicking his truth.
When
you're comparing the baby and Lil Nas X, right? The baby is creating a space for. I'm sorry, Lil Nas X is creating a space for people who identify in the LGBTQ plus community, particularly gay black men, to express themselves through music, art, and culture, right? He didn't come out making any defaming statements or like anything like that. So when in that statement, you're comparing the baby who is creating a safe space, Lil Nas X, who's creating a safe space, and the baby who is actually creating some homophobic things and some STD phobic things and etc. When you're comparing those two people in the same statement, that's not true. And then you're saying kicking their truth, and what you're saying is what the baby's saying is truth. So you are validating.
No, he's not saying what the baby's saying is truth. He said kicking his truth. We all have our own truth, and the baby may have been raised in a.
Hear what I'm saying? T.I. is on a larger platform, right? T.I. is on a larger platform. He reaches way more people. So when you're saying the baby is kicking his truth, you are promoting the hate speech that the baby just said. And then when you go up under the post and be like, shrugs equality, equality, you're promoting the hate speech.
That's why people don't express themselves.
Hold on, Ramaj.
That's not true.
It don't matter because I said an incomplete statement. He was
very complete on what he said.
You come up with these assumptions like I'm promoting something, and I never promoted that.
Is he not promoting the hate speech?
No, maybe he is to somebody, but not to everybody. He didn't promote that to me.
Time out.
With 1 million viewers.
Time out, y'all. Hate speech
You don't think what the baby said was hate speech?
Can we define what because hate speech ensues and produces mofos that want to go out and go do some bad shit to people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was, and that's what I was saying about it. That's where my comments were coming from earlier. I don't think he was coming from a place of hatred to where he wants mofos that follow him to go out and do bad things to certain people. That's hate speech. Like you hear motherfuckers, forget the Jews or forget the blah blah blah.
Okay.
That's hate speech to where you got people that are following you. Like they'll probably take those comments and then go do some crazy shit and then knock some mofos off.
So you don't think that? Okay, so let's replace hate speech. Let's replace hate speech with ignorant speech.
That's better.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Either or.
No.
Let me finish.
You can't say same thing because you are dissecting this man's speech. And no, because you can't dissect what he said and say that when he says this that he's promoting that, but then when you say something in promotion of something else, then it's the same thing to another thing. No, that's
so for the purpose. So for the purpose of healing,
backwards, man.
So for the purpose of the
Band-Aid, backwards. You can't do him like that and then do the same thing.
For the purpose
that he
of the
just did.
Band-Aid, let's call it ignorant speech.
Right.
So for the purpose of the Band-Aid,
but it's not the ignorant speech is not the same thing as hate speech, right?
Okay.
Let's say that. Let's not put those together because you can't put those together and then dissect his.
Hate speech is also ignorant.
But hate,
is it not?
But
it's
hate
not the same. It doesn't imply the same.
Isn't always hate.
Okay, let's call it ignorant.
Yeah.
So ignorant speech.
Yeah.
This man T.I. promoted this whole ignorant speech of the baby, right?
I think more so I think that he was just trying to come to his defense like, hey, hold on, he was telling his truth. Give him a little grace maybe. But you think that's why I tell you the thing about inclusion is about perception.
So T.I. is a legend in the rap industry. Do we not agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
100.
So as a legend, if you are to mentor these young men that come after you, right? And you're saying things like, oh, the baby was just kicking his truth, right? It could have been better for him. It could have been better said for T.I. to be like, you know what? Young brother, I don't think what you did, and let's get to this. Let's not confuse cancel culture with call out culture, right? What happened is somebody should have called out the baby to be like, that was T.I.'s opportunity for him to be like, hey brother, I don't know if what you said was the right thing. But as your older brother in the rap industry, as somebody in the rap industry who has a larger platform, let me help you out here, right?
Watch your mouth.
But he didn't do that. Right. He used that opportunity to be like, this man the truth. And he's also comparing him and Lil Nas X, which again, not the same thing.
Well, he was saying that they're both speaking their truths. Lil Nas X is speaking his truth. In that moment, the baby was speaking his truth. Regardless of if we can't fucking dissect it like that. It's simple. He was speaking his truth. He was speaking his truth. Nothing about what he said was right. Nothing about what he said was wrong, which he should have, like you said, called him out. But in that moment, he wasn't dealing with that. That wasn't about that. In that moment, it was just he was acknowledging the fact that he speaks his truth and he speaks his truth. That was the only simple comparison. He never said was wrong. He never said was right. We gotta stop.
His whole
we gotta fucking talk to each other.
Everything he said endorsed what the baby said.
No, he just okay. All right, maybe.
I invite you to go back and watch it.
No, it's
I
about your
invite you to go back
perception
and
of
watch
it.
it.
You just read it. Well, you just read it.
But I invite you to go back and watch the whole 3-5 minute clip. I invite you to go back and watch it. I invite you to go back and watch it.
Why you ain't tell me that before then, so I could have been watched it? I included you in the know. I included you in the know yesterday.
So what you're saying is that I should have been more sensitive to what you needed to. What you need to research.
No, you should have just prepared. You should have just prepared. No, you should have just prepared me for this conversation.
I should have prepared you.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I said, if you have anything that you're going to bring up in the podcast that you want to add, include it in the notes so that we can all be prepared, because you asked me to include you in everything so that you can be prepared, right? So you can do your research.
Thank you for, I apologize for not preparing you for me coming on your show. I apologize.
Boom.
Boom. So that was heated.
Yeah. Nah.
I know. I'm just saying, like that was a.
We just gotta we gotta challenge. We gotta challenge the conversation because there is a side in there, but there's also another side. We want to help both sides, not just one. You know what I'm saying? We can't come on here and just agree on everything and not.
We don't agree on everything. You know what I'm saying?
We still don't,
and we still don't.
Right.
And it's like you said, it's two sides of the coin, and the only thing we can do is try to understand from our perspective, and then just roll how we gonna roll. But like me and Jamal, we even text each other. We had
Ramaj.
Fuck.
He ain't got no more crown. Give my dog a break.
No. There's definitely some Ozarka left in my cup.
Me and Ramaj, we had our conversation. We had our talks about it. You know, everybody's not going to agree on everything, but that, like you said earlier, man, it doesn't make anybody a bad person, or it doesn't make it they're not promoting certain things. They're just speaking how they speak normally. This is how they speak normally. So it'll take some people a certain amount of time to kind of get out of their own way and kind of, adjust their way according to what's going on now. But like I said at the beginning of the podcast, man, like when you are a famous, then that process has to be accelerated. Yeah. It has to be accelerated. Like for people like me, like I can feel a certain type of way at 22 and then I have time to feel differently at 35. But when you're 24 and you're already out there, you have to adjust really fast. And if you don't, you start losing money.
But you know what I also thought about? I think about when you're either so high up or you're so low down, like compared to T.I., right? No, let's not use him. I don't want to give him any more talking time. I don't want to give him any more talking time. Let's say compared to someone like Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
He has a large following.
Yes.
Everybody knows Samuel L. Jackson. Yep. Everybody mama probably at one time or another wanted to fuck Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. Did you say smang him? Smang him. You smack it and you bang it. That one? Okay. So at some time, somebody's mama thought that Samuel L. Jackson was that nigga, right? Samuel L. Jackson is pretty high up. Some things that he could say would either he could say something that even if it's a hate speech or ignorant thing or something that's not so awesome, right? He could say something that might not be so awesome. He's so high up that even if he loses a few people or some dollars, he might not feel the entire sting. And people like us, and compared to him, we're so low down compared to him. We could say something. What if this video only gets 200 follows or 300 people looking at it, right? Not a million people. It could be lost among the bevy of videos on the internet where we're so here, right? So sometimes you're either so far up or so far down that you don't feel the sting or the ramifications of the words that you say. And that's just something I thought about this week because it's where you are in the leverage of life. But I really appreciate what Steve said, is that no matter who you are, whether you got 1 or 1 million followers, when you have a platform or you decide to embark on this industry, it is your responsibility to make sure that whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you do, even if it's an accident, you got to own your shit. And I think we got a problem. I think sometimes we as black men, no matter gay, straight, indifferent, Crown drinkers or Ozarka drinkers, we have a problem with owning our shit. And we have a problem with just being like, hey, man, I apologize. How simple is it to just be like, I apologize?
That's the part that I think we have the most complications with, is just apologizing. People own their shit all the time. But we can put a whole bunch of people under that umbrella that don't own up to their shit. The problem is nobody wants to apologize. Nobody wants to say, damn, I was wrong. Nobody wants to. Like, especially when you got the money.
And that's so easy to do.
It's so easy to say, okay, well, damn, I was wrong about that.
And when you have your moment to reflect, bro, it's just when you start thinking about some stuff, you can be like, all right, maybe I went too far.
And not an apology and a but. Just I apologize.
Yeah.
I fucked up, man. Sorry.
But it makes sense though, man, because I'm sure that they're put under, and this is not, I don't want to excuse what he said or what he did, but like when you put under that umbrella where, like I said, everything that you're saying affects your bottom line, whether good or bad, right? So like whereas we think that like between us, Ray, it's just simple. Just say my bad or I apologize, right? Just think of if the baby said what he said and his tweet was simply, I apologize. How do you think, would that be enough for some people or not, right? So his team is in the back like, no, that may not be enough.
The smart thing would have been to shut the fuck up.
Well, now you got to not apologize.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing
at all to begin with, right?
Don't say like no. When he said what he said, all right, that's out there. Shut up after that. Like just shut up and then give it some time. Give it some time.
I agree with that
because he what we just talked about. We just talked about three apologies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Give it some time.
And then when those
work out how you're gonna how you're gonna kill this. And then go from there, but don't just go out there on a whim and then like say some things.
But
it's not even pressure. It's just
it is. He got dropped the next day from one of his lines. That's money lost.
But no, he listen. He got on his own phone.
Yeah,
own phone.
Oh yeah.
And did a FaceTime on it. Maybe 3 or 4 days afterwards. Shut up.
And to your point, though, Steve, your other point, when you said the industry or things accelerate fast when you're in this industry, that's why I think he didn't have the opportunity. He shouldn't have just shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said this shit, nigga. Like 1 hour later, Olivia Pope should have been in your dressing room. Like, Huck, confiscate the phones right now. Shut this shit down. Right. Like that shit should have been shut down.
Right. I get that, but don't do it on your own. Like that, and that's what he did. He addressed everything on his own. And then the last apology. What did you just say? You felt like it wasn't from him, right?
Right. And also, too, when you're that high up with that amount of money, with that amount of M's, a simple "I apologize" period tweet might not have been it. Here's another way for you to apologize. I'm going to go ahead and donate $500,000 to LGBTQ plus students who are going to HBCUs this year. Or I'm going to go ahead and donate X amount of money to HIV and AIDS research. Or I am going to commit myself. Let's not even put a monetary number on it. I am going to commit myself, because white folks do it all the time. I was wrong. I'd like to enter into some training classes. Yeah. I'd like to apologize, and I'm going to go into some sensitivity workshops.
That's what I said, bro. We promote lying, bro. We promote lying and finessing with bullshit like that.
But I ain't seeing this nigga say he going to no sensitivity Zooms,
right? Because he don't want to.
He don't want to. But that's what I'm saying. We're
making it not okay for him to be who he is. Like,
but that's sad.
We got to look. All that I am saying is, I hear you on the acceleration shit. Whatever you want to call it. Everybody's journey is their own journey, man. He in this line because of his talent. If his stupidness outside of his talent ends up getting him broke, then he just gonna be broke, man. It wasn't made for it.
Think about this though. Think about all the other people. Let's think about, because again, there are so many people that are attached to us. There's so many, and I think about this when I make decisions because it's not, again, that's why I always consult my team. Shout out to my team. Hey, y'all. Because there are 7 other incomes that are attached to me, not just one. I thought about, the baby had songs with Meg, with City Girls, with XYZ, So it's people now. Carisha and them ain't getting some downloads because of him, right? The Meg just came out the other day, and I'm sure this was a PR move. And I'm not saying she doesn't believe this, but I'm sure her people's like, say, sis, you got to jump in front of this. But she came out to say it's time for us in the rap industry to start standing up more and stop standing down when it's time for LGBT plus things.
All that shit is just smokescreen, man.
But listen, what I'm saying.
They fuck with that nigga because they hang with him.
Hey,
they work
Tiger
with him.
Woods. Hear what I'm saying?
Like if they should have been helping him behind the scenes. Now you're gonna come out after he says
but
it.
What I'm saying
you say
is,
what you said. That's just for the bread, man.
I don't believe that with me. I don't believe that with me because my bitch is real. Okay.
She really.
Do you want me to call her right now on FaceTime? Because I can call my bitch. Okay. What I'm saying is the decision that he made impacted so many people is the point that I'm making. Yeah. And you know what it felt like to me? And I'm gonna say this, and I am done with the infant and with Tip.
Yeah.
When I heard, because I've loved Tip since, hey, let's get away. Yeah. I love Tip since then. Dime Trap is my shit. You know what I'm saying?
You steady trying to plug your record deal. So
I'm just saying. I loved T.I., right? And when I heard what T.I. said and listening to some of these things, and even just looking on some comments and what some black men are saying, or some people that are supporting some of this ignorant speech, it is like finding out that your favorite cousin is not only a Republican but voted for Trump. That's how it felt for me. Like, damn,
with T.I.?
For him and some other black men. Like, nigga. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, I really, nigga. Like, we were all rooting for you. Like, that's what it feels like. And I also invite people who don't understand what it is like to be black and gay or in the LGBTQ plus community, substitute gayness with blackness and then see how you feel. If your white coworker or your white person that you're around were to say some shit like that to you and make it about blackness, I challenge people to be like, damn, I might feel that way if it
But
was
they
about black
do
shit.
though. That's what I'm saying. My
But I'm
white
just-
friends make black
No,
jokes
but I'm
all
saying
the time. But
I'm
guess
saying
what?
people who don't understand. That's what I'm saying.
Don't
People who
understand.
don't understand.
I don't know if they understand or not.
I think you're missing my point. What I'm saying is people who don't understand.
saying-
You're not
yes.
included in that population because you
But
understand.
how do you know if somebody understands? Okay,
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm gonna give you your time. Sorry.
I'm done.
Oh,
He was basically saying for those who don't understand.
how do you?
It's not
For those
whether
who
or not
don't
he doesn't
understand, what?
understand.
Finish the statement. For those who don't
who
understand,
do not understand LGBTQ plus issues, or those people who may not identify, those people who say, "Man, gay folks, y'all just so sensitive." For those people is what I'm saying. Substitute out LGBTQ plus and substitute in black. Imagine if a white person were to say some offensive black things to you. I'm sure there were things that we've all heard Donald Trump say on television, and as soon as you saw it, you had a pit in your stomach, like, oh shit, damn it, why would he say that? Or I'm concerned about what's going to happen to me when I walk out of my house, or I'm concerned about what the climate of my community is going to be because of some white offensive oppressive shit that was said on television. I'm concerned about how I'm going to be when I drive down the street and the police are following me. I'm concerned about those things as a black man or a black person. So what I'm saying is, for those people who don't understand the plight of LGBTQ plus people, take out LGBTQ plus, substitute black in there, and imagine if it happened to you and see how you feel. That's all I'm saying.
You take the time out to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. In this day and age, yeah, I get it.
Tony D,
What's up?
what you want to leave the people with today?
So number one, inclusion means being treated fairly all across the board. Well, not necessarily just fairly. Just means that when you're included, all things are gonna happen, just like they happen across the board to everybody else.
Okay.
So these jokes, fam, they gonna fly. But I don't want to offend. I'm not gonna offend anybody. I know, me personally, I know when it's going too far. But hey, if I got a joke, I'm gonna say that shit, fam. I don't care if you black, white, Mexican, gay, straight, whatever. I'm short and light skinned, fam. I done had a whole bunch of jokes, and I got 4 eyes, so I done had all the jokes, regardless if they were offensive or not. But jokes is jokes. They gonna happen.
Jokes, yeah. What about you, Ray? What you gonna leave the people with today, man?
take care of your trauma, man. whatever you got going on personally, just take care of it. Once you take care of what you got going on personally, you'll find that things that other people do won't affect you as much. You'll just be in your own world, living your truth, your life. So, take care of what you got personally, man. That's it.
Ramaj, this is your moment to lead the people with something.
Please follow me on Cash App, $ officially OTR. I think one thing I would leave people with is, I agree with Ray about taking care of your trauma, right? I also believe that when you address your trauma, you don't impose your trauma on other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that we got to, and I want to also say accountability is what I would leave us with.
Heard that.
Accountability.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm with that.
We got to, that's it. That's the piece. So accountability, we got to be accountable. And if you're wrong, just say, hey, I was wrong.
Yep.
If you, even if you don't, because here's what happens. We get caught up in like, well, I don't think I offended you. It doesn't matter if I think I offended you or not. If I offended you, I would like to come to you and say, hey, man, if I offended you, I want to apologize to you. I still am on the horse of I don't think I'm wrong, but as someone that I care about, or even if you're in a community of people that I care about, or even if I don't give a shit about you, I got to take accountability of what came out of my own mouth on my own platform, whether I'm on YouTube, XTube, Black Planet, or on a stage in front of black people. If I did something wrong, I got to be accountable.
Yes.
So I would leave people with accountability.
Before you finish off, Steve, and for those of us that like to voice our opinion to the various different groups who constantly fight, stop giving your opinion when it's not asked for, and that will make things a whole lot easier. Your opinion is okay, but if if someone doesn't ask you for your opinion, then don't voice it, because when you give your opinion when it's not asked for, then you have to be prepared for whatever happens after you gave that opinion. And so, you know, like I said, just stop giving your opinion when it's not ready.
I'm giving my shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'm just gonna give it. Yeah. And what I'm gonna leave the people with is, you can still be cool and disagree.
There you go.
We're not always gonna see eye to eye. If you have friends and partners that look at things in the same manner that you do, then you will never grow. They can provide perspective that you can't see because you are the person that you are. So you need friends like that. I don't give a fuck if it's alternative lifestyles. I don't give a fuck if it's how you conduct business. I don't care what it is. You need your friends that think differently. That's how you grow. That's how you mature. That's how you build, by getting those different ideals and taking them in and taking bits and pieces of them and incorporating it in your own mindset. It is what it is.
Big facts over there.
So
Steve.
do you, when we talk about differences, who you think is better, B2K or Day 26?
B2K.
Okay. As the fifth member of B2K, I appreciate that. I'll let Omarion and them know what you said. Touch.
I wish I had that sound. That's the sound bite. Ramaj, we do appreciate you coming on the show today.
I appreciate the space to be here. We ain't all gonna agree, but we can all visit my Cash App.
Yeah. Hey, y'all don't forget to go visit his Instagram. That's what is it?
At officially OTR, officially off the record. And also, again, please, if there's a heart in the house tonight, stand up and please go to Cash App, officially OTR. We not begging, we just asking. That's all I'm saying. You may come. Is there one? Please. You may come. Is there one? The doors of the Cash App are now open. Spend wisely. Invest in your black. Y'all folks want to talk about investing in black business. We are a black LLC. We the blackest black we can get.
Yeah.
Invest.
Facts.
Hit that Cash App. That's a song. I'm about to go record it when I leave here.
Come on, record deal.
Hey,
Cash App.
Shout out to RTR Media. Conglomerate, the movement. We doing our thing out here.
It's a movement.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have anything you want us to talk about, or you have any comments in regards to what we talked about today, just let us know in the comments, and we're going to get back to you. Appreciate you guys, man. We out of here. Peace.
Peace and blessings.
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on bull. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get bulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the